Karen is drowning, Sabrina is fed up, and Andi is settling into her new emotional roller coaster norm. What's good, y'all? This is Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Tyler Perry Sistas video. And in this one, I am breaking down season 9, episode number 4. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my sisters' content and conversations. I know this season I've been a little bit inconsistent, so I apologize, but I think that I am back. And this is a good episode to really jump back into. Kind of a triggering episode for me for one reason, but I know for plenty of you guys who are watching for a multitude of others. So as you tune in, I pray for your spirit, I pray for your body, I pray for your mind. If and when hurtful things are brought back up for you and consuming this current season, as Tyler and the writing crew attempt to unpack, explore, and present to us very traumatic themes as they play out in the sisters' lives. I think saying that I like this episode would definitely be going too far, but I didn't dislike the episode. And I only feel like I can't say that I like the episode just because of the feelings that it brings up for me. I am currently grieving and have spent a good amount of this year grieving. So being pulled back into a moment of like ever-present grief and having that wave hit you is not a fun feeling or a comfortable feeling, but it can be a cathartic one. So I will say that the episode was good. My biggest criticism of this episode is that I think that the old and the new versions of sisters are currently battling in this episode. While there are some very, very strong moments that I felt like were very well written, well performed, overall execution just A1, there were various moments where it was a call to the sisters of sisters past. And I don't think that the old style works for these very heavy and meaty storylines and themes that they're exploring in this new season of Sisters. And that is a bit jarring. But where they did excel in this episode was in the storylines tied to the deep grief of Karen losing one of her twins. We start the episode off, Pam is at the house. Nobody has really updated her over the course of a few days, which feels a little bit unrealistic, but it is what it is. So she's there waiting to welcome in 2 beautiful baby girls, to which Karen arrives home with only one, Aaron's daughter, Faith. And we see a postpartum Karen who is very much so struggling to handle, digest, accept that fact. This episode doesn't do a ton by way of like fully expounding upon everything that's happening for Karen internally, but we just know that she's not okay. And I think that that's fine. Like, we don't need, like, over the course of the next few episodes, I think that we're going to get to see the levels and the layers of exactly what not fine looks like for Karen. But her experience is definitely gutting, to say the least. The loss of Karen's daughter forever really ripples throughout the friend group. And I think that's beautifully displayed in this episode, whether it's Karen having a confrontation with her mom, who is trying to get her to eat and move around so that she doesn't experience blood clots, she doesn't continue to suffer from low energy, and Karen makes it to the bed and doesn't want to get out of the bed. Over at to the duplex, where Zach just wants to be left alone, and he is so overcome with grief that he doesn't know what to do, but he also is trying to do something. And Andi, who understands the gravitas tied to her best friend losing one of her children, but has also experienced a very traumatic moment prior to that additional trauma, and is still trying to Black girl magic, Black excellence, Black women are amazing herself through her day to day as if everything is okay, because that's oftentimes what we're being called to do, just in like or even Sabrina, before we have the Rich incident, she's at work and she's like, I can't say anything. I'm walking on eggshells, and venting to Maurice. And it's just like, I can't help Karen. I want to help Karen. Just watching how grief, the different ways that grief moves throughout this friend group, throughout these persons tied to this one individual who is experiencing this very traumatic moment, I thought was very profound to see, and it was very honest and authentic. And again, I think this is where the show is going to find a beautiful place to shine if it sticks with it. Those elements, those scenes to me were the strongest scenes of the entire episode, but that also could just be my projection, being in a place where I've suffered a loss recently that I haven't talked about with you guys, but then also this year have lost a grandparent and a cousin. It resonates so heavy. Like, for Zach to like want people to stop not even people, want Fatima to stop asking him if he's okay, that is real. It's real. I just had a conversation earlier today talking to one of my best friends, and I revealed to him something that happened recently, and we were just talking about like how the people that love you can't fix it for you, can't do certain things for you, and they want to do something, and I was just like, but you can't. And I think people don't place enough importance on just creating space. If you're going to be in the space, or you're going to take up attention from the person who is going through something and grieving, then honor showing up, honor the act of creating space for them to be sad, for them to be angry, for them to be mean, for them to be kind, for them to be whatever they need to be in a moment. Because it's really moment to moment of like getting through the heartbreak that is built into the grief. And while watching Zach and Fatima specifically, I was getting frustrated for him, because she's like pushing and pushing and pushing. It's like, my God, like, people need you to be okay so that they can be okay sometimes. And it's like, but I don't have that for you to give. And I don't have that to give you. And that resonates so hard with me right now, y'all, because I literally almost blocked a family member last week. I almost blocked a family member because I was just like, I can't. I get it. I am the just gonna figure it out. I am the eldest daughter. I am the one who got all of the solves to the problems. But this thing just happened, and I don't give a fuck about nothing else right now. Like, I don't care. I don't have no answers. I am not good. So stop asking me, am I good? Because I'm not. Now what? And I don't know where Devale pulled that from for his performance in this episode, but it hit home, and it felt very real. It felt so honest, so authentic. That's the best I can say. And to the Zach character, I think that this is doing it a huge service. Having Zach go through this deep season of grief for real, having him question things and wonder and feel frustration and anger and isolate are real human things that you go through, specifically during seasons of grief. And regardless of the things that we have seen happen to him thus far, the way that they have like scapegoated him out of consequences for various things, or the effects of various things happening in the world when trauma actually does happen, all of that did the character a disservice. And it's in this season that I think that Zach as a person is going to grow the most, because he's sitting in it, he's being present, he's feeling what he's feeling. The conversation with Aaron I thought was beautiful to have, but it gave us such insights into like his internal thoughts. And one of the things that he said is that I'm trying to separate how I actually feel from how I'm supposed to feel. That's some real when you going through. When you going through, but you also still trying to be well-to-do, or trying to be what everybody expects for you to be, or thinks that you should be, or are just uncomfortable with how vulnerable you feel when you're this deeply hurt. That's real. And it's the seeking that's going to come from him trying to navigate that, because what I've discovered, I could be wrong, but what I've discovered is that you can't and you shouldn't. But it's only the journey of trying to separate those two things, trying to compartmentalize, that teaches you that you can't, or teaches you that you shouldn't. And again, that grows you as a person. It's these things that we have been needing for the Zach character for so long to really be infused in how his story has played out within this universe. And as a result, the effects, specifically with him pushing Fatima away, that also creates a ripple effect for her. Because yes, she now has to deal with the feelings of Zach is isolating, Zach is distanced. I can't fix this for Zach. Y'all are finally giving Zach something that Fatima truly can't do nothing about. And if she tries, she makes it worse for their relationship, because she's overbearing or she's pushy and she's not creating space for him to be with his feelings. And more specifically, I should say, she's not creating space for him to not be all right. Even though she cognizantly knows it, like logically, she understands the reasons why he would not be all right. I don't think the people that love us understand the consistent asking, are you okay? Are you good? Are you this? Creates like a little bit of indirect manipulation, because that's what you would like for them to be. And you consistently asking them, you think that you're showing up, but you're not. You're just making it worse and adding pressure. And again, that to me is going to serve the Fatima character well, because this is going to be the season that she needs to detach from her identity as Zach's savior and Zach's fixer. Now Fatima's going to have to figure out who she is and how she's going to be in this relationship when she truly cannot pull Zach out of the depths of whatever this is by her sheer will, love, and desire. What is she going to cultivate for herself alongside this relationship? Not to say that she has to abandon the relationship, but what are you going to do now that's actually going to be beneficial to you in proxy Zach? Again, loved it. I saw no notes. I have no notes for that. I know that we see her with a conversation with Andi later on where she reveals like she wants to be able to do something, but she can't. And that's going to be her fight. They also reveal that Zach is having a custody battle. And I'm like, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is the part, I guess, where I should say that I feel like the old version of Sistas and what Sistas has been is fighting with the new version, because I never noticed the writer for this episode's name before, so I feel like it's a new writer this season, which is leaning to me. Like last week, I think, or the week before, it was like a new writer as well. I'm like, okay, maybe they have all new writers, and that could explain this new feeling in this new way that they're going about things. Like I said, there were so many scenes in this episode that I feel like were really, really well written. This is a point to me feeling like the old and the new are kind of battling, but maybe the new is trying to clear house, because this is basically a backspace delete. Y'all already had the custody battle and they handed it over to Zach with little to no damn fight. But then now we're back in the custody battle. Y'all still didn't get his money back from Gary. He got to deal with the PTSD from the gun around the whole Gary situation and Jasmine being shot, losing forever. Not to say that I needed Zach to suffer, but Zach had to be able to navigate life without this whole get out of everything free. Everything is perfect. Here's some money because you poor. Here's some clothes because you want this. Like, the writing before was like pedestalizing and prioritizing Zachary Taylor in a very unnatural, almost fantasy genre type of way. And now we get a Zach that has to sit with the that happens in life, because life be life, and that hoe has hands. She do, y'all. Life has hands. And I respect, and I'm looking forward to the journey that we're going to have with Zach now that we are in a position where he's actually going to have to grapple with these things as if he's a real person. Not a person who is being shepherded or parroted by somebody else. This ain't the damn Sims, and Zach don't get to just do whatever anymore. He now has to sit with it, the weight of it, the pressure of it. And so much of life is, what are you going to do Your back's between a rock and a hard place. What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now when you have to fight for custody of your son, but you're depressed? What are you gonna do now when you have these properties and these investments, but you also don't have no damn money coming in because your money was stolen from you, and you're depressed? Those are the situations specifically in life, but in drama when we watch it, that we need to see. These are the things that make you as a person, like how you choose to navigate the ups and the downs of life. That's the stuff that makes you, and that's the stuff that's the most interesting to watch. So to me, this episode feels like a little bit of a foray into a new journey for Zach that I actually can kind of get behind and actually get excited for, which is a little bit of a surprise to me. And again, all of that's rooted in me really resonating with his grief journey. Shout out to Aaron for showing up for him. I think that their friendship could wind up being a beautiful one, being built off the ashes of the potential that was the Zach and Karen kid. I thought that Andi is experiencing something similar to the Zach character, and I'm grateful for that as well, because I think that they really played with her character a lot. Aside from her just being gorgeous, because KJ is stunning, they have not used the actress that embodies Andi to the max as they could. And in this episode, it gave me a glimpse of like, oh, maybe they're actually going to try to. I think Andi having a moment breaking down when Fatima's checking on her in her office, and then Fatima's like, girl, you have gone through a lot. The whole Gary thing, the baby, like it is all a lot. And that is, to me, juxtaposed from moments before. We see a quick run-in with her and Hayden, and she's like, it's like no spread off her brow. It's like she hasn't missed a beat, and she's strong, she's confident, she don't give a damn about his quips. Cool. But then moments later, she's in her office breaking down while trying to push through and just work. And it shows like duality, but it also shows just some other layers there and things going on. And specifically the story of like masking as a Black woman, specifically in corporate America, and how people expect you to be okay, how you don't really get the time that you need to grieve or to hurt or to like put yourself back together, but you just got to keep pushing. And I think that the scene was just really, really dope and she's revealing like she hasn't slept and she can't do anything for Karen, and she feels what she feels, so she can only imagine what Karen feels. And I'm like, yes, exactly this. Again, stuff that I've kind of been calling for, of like Andi truly experiencing the things that she's going through and then processing it, and let us watch her process it. That is her journey, and I think I'm excited to see where that goes as well. I was least interested in this episode in Danni. I think that Tony is full of and I think that they're going down the route of like he's going to have to be looking for a job, and Danny's going to wind up leaving him, tied to him breaking or quitting his job. But I thought it was completely insensitive of him to say early on in their first scene together, because they're both back at work until he transfers. He tells her, don't worry about Karen. Karen's going to be all right. Karen had to birth a baby that was not alive upon exiting her damn body. What the fuck are you even talking about with your stupid ass? Like, what? And I also made a note that I felt like, or I feel like Maurice and Paige are the comedic relief right now. Let them be that. I think that people outside of the sister circle can be that. It felt like that was fine. Having their little buddy comedy moments and whatever injected, cool. It added a little bit more lightness to the show. Cool. But having Tony, supposedly the fiance of the godmother to the damn baby that died, basically oblivious and acting like the baby dying doesn't matter, rubs me the wrong way. It actually makes me want to fucking fight, because what are we talking about? And you still brushing up on her and kissing up on her and doing all of the things that got you in a position to be having your ass shipped off to Alaska any goddamn way, while also dismissing the fact that her god baby is gone. Not that Danny gives a damn. I'm not saying that she don't, but she's not moving like how Andi is moving, and she's not moving like how Sabrina is moving. But everybody grieves differently, so I'm less on Danni and more on him, because the whole, oh, she gonna be all right. You don't know that. You have no idea if that's the case. Mothers have taken their lives behind less. Stop it. And it makes me dislike Tony even more. He can go. He can exit, for God's sakes. Because the damn woman that you attached to here, I'm not really feeling her any damn way. So, alas, like, the both of y'all can go, in all honesty. But we find out that he quits at the end because he's not going to transfer, because Danni matters more to him than anything. The man who was married before with 2 kids, still minors, says that Danni is the most important thing. Yeah, it's given stupid. Whatever, sir. Stupid is and stupid does, because his F-ass friend, Rich, decides to come down to the damn bank, gaslight the hell out of Sabrina some more, and make demands of her in her place of goddamn business. Who allowed these jigaboos to run amok? What are we talking? Y'all. Between Tony and Rich, I cannot. And Sabrina get into this yelling match with him down at the goddamn bank after talking to Maurice and revealing how she never wants to see his ass again. And then he pops up and only to quote unquote say that they need to talk, but then he wants to, you slept with so and so. Which one is it? Are you mad that I'm ignoring you? Are you mad that I blocked you? Are you mad because you think that I slept with somebody that you know I didn't sleep with, but you only bringing up that you feel like I slept with him so you can try to excuse you sleeping with the hoe, the town hoe at that? Rich, get your bald-headed ass up out of here before somebody make change. And then his trollop comes in at the very end of the episode. Penelope, what the fuck do you... I'm trying not to cuss, y'all. What do you want? What do you want, ho? Let me leave it at that, because I'm late to get on live. I'm back. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. I'm working on a video on my personal channel to explain what the hell is going on with me and to give you guys further context. I actually recorded it and then deleted the one that I made because I just couldn't, but it's coming. Everybody who has had grace and patience with me thus far, I appreciate it. Hopefully you can continue to do so. Hopefully you're enjoying the content that I am able to put out. I thank you so much for being here. Let me know what you thought about the episode. I'll see you in the next one.